Streetwise, Intellect, Productions.
Yeah, what's happening, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Bubble Podcast, your new home for Bay Area talent. Presented by Streetwise Intellect Productions. I am your host, MistaRye The Realist, and this episode entails a great interview with LAURENCE the One. My man is coming out of Oakland, California. Very passionate about being a public figure, very passionate about our community, and you will see that in the conversation that we have. This conversation goes on for a long time, guys. You might want to take it in double parts. I just went on ahead and uploaded the whole thing. So it's about an hour and 45 minutes, but we talking about a lot of stuff. Bear with us and batten down the hatches. Once again, this is LAURENCE the One coming out of Oakland, California. He's a public figure. He's a rapper. He's a father. You'll hear all of that in the interview. Let's check it out.
Bruh. What's up with little bro, man? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I just had a full day and stuff like that.
I know, and I appreciate you for sticking through the growing pains of this going live shit, man. I love you for that. Thank you very much. All right, let me go ahead and speak you up who you are, and then we're gonna get right into what it is that I want to talk to you about and pick your brain about, brother. Once again, y'all, this is LAURENCE the One. He is a podcast. He is a podcaster and a public figure. My man is an inspiring comedian. He is also practicing sobriety. My man is also a father, and he is first and foremost, my man is an artist. He's a recording artist, and he goes by LAURENCE the One. He's coming out of Oakland, California. My man is doing all kind of movements, and I want to pick his brain. So I think the energy was really stopping us from really getting this going, but our perseverance is going to overcome that shit. You know what I mean? So once again, y'all, this is LAURENCE the One. This is my little brother. I've been knowing him for over 30 years, and I love what he's doing, y'all. I love what he's doing. So welcome to the show, brother. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And shout out to my homeboy Foday that just tapped in. Shout out to my homegirl. You know what I want. I see you, and shout out to my partner Hash, from, where was he from? I think he was from Lebanon, Middle East, all around the world, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. You are making moves around here, and I'm super proud of you, bro. And I'm super proud that we have a chance to talk live right now. And then I'm interviewing you instead of you interviewing me.
My bad. You got to get your Middle Eastern affairs right. You know what I'm saying?
All right, this is gonna seem like a conversation between two people that are brothers and have been long knowing each other, but this is also going to be informative to the community that I've started up, bro. So I appreciate you for coming to talk to people, man. Thank you very much.
Give me like a second real quick. Let me just go get some out the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back. Just give me like 10 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. All right, so once again, y'all, this is my little bro, and I love this nigga, man. This nigga is doing his moves. He's a podcaster. He has interviews going on. He's trying to do his music. He's just moving. And we're going to sit here and talk to him and pick his brain about what the hell keeps him going. You know what I mean? What motivates him to keep going in this music thing, because he's doing his thing. So while he goes over there and do his whatever it is that he's doing, okay, my man's back.
Okay.
All right, so you good? You straight?
Yeah. I got a little nervous, so I just had to make sure I was tight. You know what I'm saying? Because it might run long. You know how we get down.
Yeah, you got to get it out the way, right?
Get it out the way. Yeah.
All right, so let's just jump right into it, bruh. So what is it that made you jump into the podcasting realm of the music?
So the spiritual side is this, okay. So I just got clean and sober, right? About 5 years ago. I
Yeah.
stopped drinking every day 6.5
Yeah.
years ago, but I stopped drinking permanently 5 years ago. So I said, God, could you do something with my entertainment? Because, I need something to do. Basically saying, God, fill up my cup with something positive to do since I wasn't drinking. I always had positive things going on, but I needed something to fill that part of my life up. So I hit up my partner, I Am Sue. You ever heard of I Am Sue?
Yes, I have.
So I Am Sue is like a younger cousin or brother. I love him to death. Really, 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 really great person and shit like that. So he throws an event called I Am Summer every year. So I asked him whether I was going to be able to get on his event for I Am Summer. He said, yeah, man. Then he called me back. He said, L, I got all these people that I got to let on. I don't have a spot for you. However, I will, give you some VIP tickets and, come in there. I said, all right, well, I'm going to bring my camera and start recording people. Like a little camera and interview people, right? So I get there, I'm interviewing people, whatever. Let me stop.
I can still hear you. You froze up
No,
again.
I'm right here. So, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just interviewing people, and I'm like, okay, that's what it is. And then somebody out the blue, my partner Marcus Flies on, said, hey, man, Steve wanted to know if you want to do a podcast. I'm like, Steve? He said, man, you know Steve. And it's like, I know a lot of people, so I could think of like 6 Steves off top.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Come to find out, I end up meeting Steve, and then hella people was telling me that I need to do podcasts based on my Instagram personality. And then I just started, and that was my introduction to doing podcasting. Steve, people was talking about it, but he already had the table set. He had everything. He didn't have to order nothing. It was just go mode.
Yeah.
And it fell on my lap.
Yeah. So how did that work out with you and Steve once y'all started rocking? Because I see you got years of interviews with prominent artists, man. You are really doing your motherfucking thing, and I'm proud of you, bro. I'm proud of you. I want you to keep it going. So how do you draw the strength to get up every day, live life, and then do your podcasting thing that wasn't even really a part of your dream? You know what I mean? How do you do that? What do you draw the strength to do that?
I can't really say that it wasn't part of my dream because I like to do entertainment. Okay. So it's like this. Look at it like this. If somebody wanted to go to the NBA, right? They really just want to be in the NBA and work around the thing. And that means coaching. That means kinesiologist. That means refereeing. That means you love the whole game. So it's like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. I always want to work in. I'm an entertainer. I call myself an edutainer right now. Edutainer. I like to educate. I like to educate people. I like to educate people and throw humor in it and teach people different things. And make learning fun.
I can.
So I had that may have been on me. So you got to end the lives. I think. Thank you, Miss Cheryl Torres, 170. We see you. She offered us some very good advice. So we kept on trying to order. I said order. We kept on trying to we needed to reset the live because it was too many lives stacking on top of each other. And on my side, I got Bible apps and alarms going off, so I wanted to be able to see you. So I was actually pressing them to go off, and then it was doing something, and it just had too much information.
It's good. It's good. Like I was telling everybody while I was trying to put it back on, I was like, this is one of them days to where it's like the energy is trying to stop us from talking. You feel what I'm saying? Because you have a lot of knowledge that I want to bring across to my community. And I think that the energies at work are kind of, you know what I mean? It's kind of kicking us in the balls right now because my phone was fucking up.
I think the energy don't want to see us talking. I think the energy just want to show the world how much we fuck with each other and how much we want to keep going.
Yeah. You know what? I like that. I like that viewpoint. That I'm a rock with that little bruh. You know what I mean? Because I fuck with you, bruh. Like I was telling everybody.
That's all we can prove right now.
I mean, we can't even prove that, but we can go on that. That's a better motherfucker.
We still here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was telling people. That's what
I mean,
look, that's what I was telling people too. I was like, man, I was like, bruh, I've been fucking with bruh for like 30 years. So it's the reason why we still here trying to make this shit happen after like 5 attempts. You know what I mean?
So you gotta. So if you do math, right? If you do math, 5 is not a lot of times for how I rock with you.
Yeah.
I mean, 30 years. 30 years. You can't give a nigga 5 times. What is that?
I can. It's just the spectators. You feel what I'm saying? The spectators. We got to put it out there for the spectators.
They giving us advice.
Yeah.
You know? So,
yeah.
You know, it's like, my good friend, right? My god brother, he told me something about a birthday party I was throwing. He said, man, we gonna throw a birthday party. And I was like, he said, how you feel? I said, man, I wish there was more people here. And he said, well, don't worry about the people that's not here. Worry about the people that's here.
Yeah, absolutely. People that's showing up. People that's going to persevere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And I took that on the road because one time I did a show, and this lady says, she's running around sweating and stuff like that. Really good sister, you know what I'm saying? She's like, well, don't worry, it's going to be better next year. It was a nice turnout. And I said, well, you can't guarantee you're going to be here next year.
Right.
Sometimes we got to be in the moment a little bit more because that's really important,
It is important. So when we first cut off, right? I mean, when we second cut off, whatever it is, but you were answering the question of, I see that you have a lot of interviews over the past years with prominent personalities, rappers, activists, people. You are doing your motherfucking thing, and I'm proud of you, bro. But where do you draw the inspiration to keep going, bro? Because you're doing so much in life, bro. How do you draw the inspiration to get up and keep doing this shit? Because people need to hear that.
The thing about me is I'm not lazy. I've always had 1 or 2 jobs. I've always had 1 or 2 jobs, going to school, exercising and stuff like that. My routine has always been the same. Even as a high school student, high school, right? I got a separate life that I hang out with my partners, make music, when I could get to going to the studio, playing on the basketball team, being part of the Black Student Union, and selling weed. I've always had like 5 or 6 things going, maybe a girlfriend, probably a girlfriend or something like that. And if not, then some, chicks in the mix or something like that. So I've always had a lot going on. The thing that I've actually known getting older is that when I have a lot going on, I have to do things closer to right than not because I don't have time to redo a lot of stuff.
Right. We don't have time to redo. We don't have time to redo shit. No go backs in life, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why you got to go hard in the first place, right?
Yeah. And you got to be flexible. You got to be flexible to the whole thing, You got to be flexible to the whole mission.
Right. So as far as your flexibility, right? I love that you said that. As far as your flexibility, how many people do you interview that really understand the back end business part of what it is you're trying to do? Because that is really, you know what I mean? That's where that's how we have to work with each other. You feel what I'm saying? So when people don't understand the back end business, it kind of fucks shit up. So how many people do you deal with that understand the back end business of what it is you're trying to do?
Say the back end business, could you clarify what the back end business is?
Absolutely. Back end business is, all right, I'm doing this shit for free for you, but it's not going to post itself. It's not going to grow a community on its own. You know what I mean? The back end business is building what it is that we're doing. So like me and you just talking right now, you know, this is not just us talking on Instagram. I'm going to go back and do the back end business as far as posting, doing clips, making videos.
So
you understand what I'm saying?
So basically saying if I interview Fred Flintstone and his rapping partner Barney Rebel, do they understand how much stuff actually goes into? So this is what I got to say.
That's what I'm saying.
This is what I got.
That's what I'm saying. I'm asking what percentage of people. I want people to hear that, you know, we all gung ho about going into this music shit, but don't nobody understand the back end business. You know what I mean? The back office, what goes into really putting your shit out there under my platform. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like when you do your work, how many people understand that that's what you're doing after y'all talk?
Oh, so the thing about it is that I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. So what it is that to answer the question, not a large percent, right? That's the first thing. So I would say if I have like 250 guests, I would say only about 50 of them understand that, right? So I'll say about 20.
That's a large.
I'll say about 20%. I'll say about 20%. But the cool part about it is now, right? There's there's like roughly 2 different type of guests, right? There's guests that come on your platform that add to your platform, and there's guests that come on your platform that you add to their catalog. So if there's an artist that nobody knows, I add to their catalog because I might be the more popular out the two, right? But if Drake comes on my platform, he adds to my platform. But if, you know, the rapper, the closet rapper that has some talent that nobody had, you know, I add to their platform, you know?
Right.
Now, does the average, what's up?
So as far as like, I love that you said that right there. But as far as that differentiation, how do you keep going? Because you know what I mean. It's a large percentage of people that don't understand the back office, and we still keep going. So what keeps you going?
Well, the thing about it is that I really like people and I really like to engage and stuff like that, and I do get perks and benefits from doing what I'm actually doing. Like people ask me to come book host shows and stuff like that. Some people drop cash apps, you know what I'm saying? Now, do I think that I do know that people want what they want. I'm always aware that this is a business and people want what they want. So we just got to be really clear about setting boundaries and stuff like that. And some people got to pay, you know, some people don't, and whatever. I mean, I would like to get paid per interview and stuff like that. But sometimes you can't charge people because sometimes it's a favor for a favor. I might have to interview a big artist just to interview some of his artists.
Right. No, I mean, and I love that you have that perspective on what you're doing. And that's why I wanted people to see that, you know what I mean? Because I know you know, but people don't know why we move the way we move. So that's why I'm asking you the questions that we met. You know what I mean? That's dope. That's dope as fuck, bro. I love you for that. So you spoke on Love More before we got cut off.
Yeah.
What is it that you got going on with Love More, man? Because I love seeing what you got going on. So what do you got going on? Are you getting back into the music? What are you doing?
So the thing is, I never stopped doing music. It's just in my album, MacArthur Maze Part 2, is taking super long to come out.
Yeah.
So I do music with Trackademics, right?
Okay.
So you ever heard of Trackademics?
Yeah, I know Trackademics.
Not Tracks a Million. Made Tracks a Million, rest in peace. Trackademics.
Trackademics.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I got you.
So he did the Tell Me When to Go remix or whatever, whatnot. We've been working on an album for a minute, and the band kind of dispersed, but we still family and stuff like that. But as far as what me and Love More got going on, Love More actually shot my first rap video.
The first rap video?
First rap video. It's called Candy Girl Summer. He shot it in 2014.
Okay.
So me and Lovemore, he worked with me at Home Depot. So I
Okay.
met Lovemore roughly about 11 or 12 years ago. No, 10 minimum though, because he had to shoot my video around then. So somewhere around 10 or 11 or 12 years ago. So we shot my first
Okay.
video, and we always been cool. And he started doing music or whatever, whatnot. But me and Lovemore, like, we're like real friends though. Anybody knows me
Yeah.
that anybody that really knows me know that I have a connection with people, even though that we might both do music. I really have a connection with the person and not so much their art all the time. Not saying that I don't like their art, not saying that I don't like this, not saying I don't like that about them. I'm saying I have like real connections and brotherhoods or sisterhoods, whatever that may be, with the person.
Right.
And then it just, you know, you hang out with people, songs get made and stuff like that. He's really, 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 really super, super, super ambitious about what he does. So,
And then you say you linked up. So you linked up with him at Home Depot, and then how did y'all come to the realization that what I mean? Goddamn, we on the same track. We on the same avenue. Where did that happen? I mean, I understand you fuck with a lot of people, bro. I know you. You're my little brother. I know you. You fuck with a lot of people. A lot of people fuck with you. But where did you come to the realization that shit, we could do something together in this music?
I mean, it was never really a conversation. It was just like hanging out. Like when we
Okay.
get together, we don't really talk too much about me. I mean, he talks about a lot of music. I don't really talk too much about music and stuff like that because we just be having so much other, like me and him really be sitting up there talking like, oh, prophets from the Bible and shit about love, life, and how the world could be like. I might think the world is getting worse, and he might think it's getting better, and then we're just sitting up there building all night on it.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I think, to be honest, if I actually view my talents and stuff like that the same way that he actually views them and stuff like that, I may be in a different space. I would be in a different space, but I really genuinely fuck with him on hella other shit and hella other levels besides music and stuff like that.
That's dope.
You know, he
That's
makes
dope
music,
as fuck right
and
there.
he makes music. He got some songs that I really, really dig and stuff like that. And we just be kicking it and vibing and shit like that.
That's dope, man. I just wanted you to just put it in perspective to where people don't understand. I mean, where people understand that this is not just fluke. This ain't fluky. You feel what I'm saying? This is real shit. So I love that. I love that. So I see a big difference from like I tell people, man, I've been fucking with you for like 30 years. I see a big difference from the artist, the patient, to the artist LDs.
That's right.
Could you break down what happened to change or evolve to what it is that you're doing right now? Because you my nigga, man. I love you, blood. So I love you. I love you from the patient, right? So, and I still love the patient. I want the patient to come back, but at the same time, I love LDs too. I love what you're doing. So, what happened to kind of change that offset in the artistry?
So the patient is more like super lyrical, big words and stuff like that. You know, that's when you first come out, my first people that I looked up to, my first favorite rapper was Nas, Yuckmouth, Outkast,
Yeah.
Biggie, all,
Yeah.
So you trying to be, and the patient is sick, you know what I'm saying? E40,
Yeah.
you spitting that shit, you know what I'm saying? You coming with the tightest shit. LDs, it was first LDZ, kind of like after DMX, where I could kind of,
Okay.
and people don't know that D's means dog, People always call me L Dog, so, but.
Okay.
So LDs is really saying L Dog, right?
Okay.
When the Three
Gotcha.
Times Crazy came with the Fashizi, Malizi, blah, 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 blah. That's what that is. So it was L dash D to the Z. Catch me in the west and north, even deep in the east. L dash D to the Z. So then I found out, right, that people like lyrics, already practice having lyrics. Like, I really am a lyricist, but my style, right? You can swag it out a little bit more. And I'm noticing that in this rap shit, there's two different type of rappers. There's rappers that are good that make rapping seem really hard, and then there's rappers that rap really good that make rapping seem really easy.
Right.
Who did I want to be? I wanted to be kind of like a combination of both of them. Because rappers that can rap really good, that make rapping seem hard, those are for other rappers, but not the general consensus of the world.
Okay. That's deep.
People that can rap really good, like Too Short, everybody can rap his lyrics. Tupac is the ultimate rapper. Why? Because he's a player like Too Short. He's a street, he's a hood intellect like Nas. He's a teacher like KRS. He got some Donism like Biggie. He's spiritually a gangster like Scarface. He's a gangster and political like Ice Cube, and he can still give you a party record like Digital Underground. But he's not none of them to their full capacity, but he's all of them in a capacity making himself.
Right. So is that what encouraged you to become more of an LD's, L-Dog artist?
I think the patient and big lyrics boxed me in too much. I could always add that.
Hold on. I don't agree with that. I don't agree. I hear you. You speaking on it, and I love you for speaking on it, but I know you, nigga. You know what I mean? We used to be on the back of the bus doing our thing, and I fell in love with the patient. I fell in love with that nigga. I fell in love with the motherfucker that was talking about running around with a hospital gown on as a promotion. You feel what I'm saying? We had many conversations. I know you. You know what I mean? And that was
But
dope.
You're another rapper, though. That's what I'm talking about. But you're another rapper, too. Right? LD is for everybody.
But I'm into the music, though. I'm into the music just like you was into it. You know what I mean? And the evolution is the same. We are still growing the same. We started off at the same point, and now here we are still talking to each other about music. So I'm telling you that I'm not saying that my viewpoint is the end all. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying that is I loved the lyrics of the patient. I'm not saying that I don't love the lyrics of LD's because LD's is really on some real political shit, and I love that shit. I
feel like LD's encompasses the patient, but the patient doesn't encompass LD's just because LD's.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, because it came like.
It doesn't.
Have you ever watched Transformers? The cartoon
Of course.
movie?
Yeah, of course. I watched the movies, the cartoons, everything.
When he transforms after he got the Matrix, he got bigger because he got the Lamborghini truck back now. You get what I'm saying? Like
the trailer.
Yes, he got the trailer. LD's is all that with the trailer. Like I could pull up, I can make party records now.
Yeah.
Like I can make great party records. I could, have you heard my album MacArthur Maze Part 1 yet?
No, I didn't even know you was a part of MacArthur Maze, blood. I just did an interview.
That's something different.
Okay.
That's a separate thing. I named my albums MacArthur Maze. They assembled way after that. My first album came out 15 years ago.
Okay. See, when you said MacArthur Maze, I didn't even know that it was either associated or separated. I didn't even know that shit. You know what I mean? I didn't know that. So, but they came after what you was. Okay, I got you. You're not part of the group, but okay, got you. Go ahead.
So I named my albums after that. It's like I said, I'm on. So if you hear the evolution from part 1, MacArthur Maze Part 1, to the EP Lamborghini Ferrari is Fun Records. Have you ever heard Lamborghini Ferrari?
No, well, I heard, I seen your catalog, but I ain't heard it. I ain't heard it
So
per se.
Lamborghini Ferrari has 3 songs on there. It got Candy Girl Summer, Lamborghini Ferrari, and then we got I Need to Know. Those are fun records.
Okay.
I ended up getting signed to Fool's Gold Records. Fool's Gold Records is owned by these 2, Jewish guys named Nick Catchdubs and what the fuck is the other one named? Nick Catchdubs and A-Track. That's his name. A-Track is like an EDM artist. It's like techno and shit like that. I don't know which one. I don't know if both of them or one of them, they used to DJ for Kanye West. So
Okay.
they from Brooklyn. So one of them, I guess they end up, okay, you too. They end up opening up a record label with all this eclectic rap music and just different. So Kid Cudi was on there. You ever heard of Kid Cudi?
I heard of Kid
Killer
Cudi.
Mike is on there, right? Danny Brown. You ever heard of Danny Brown? Danny Brown.
No, I haven't heard of him.
Danny Brown is kind of like Old Dirty Bastard, but he from Detroit. So it's all those kind of like weird little artists. So they end up, shout out to Trackademics, he ended up getting me a deal over there because they really like my music. So I got a song, I Need to Know, that I named my podcast after on that show, The Shy, about Chicago on Showtime.
Okay. So as far as I Need to Know, I'm glad you bringing that up, right? Let me ask one more question on this music thing, and then we're going to get into your podcast, man. How different is it going through your sobriety, being on stage, as opposed to when we was kicking it? You know what I mean? Because we used to get fucked up, you know what I mean? And just rap. So how different is your experience on stage during your sobriety as opposed to when we first started?
A way better performer. And then when I get off, I can handle the business and talk the business now. You get what I'm saying? I
hear you.
Talk the business. I could actually walk and sit there and talk the business and put together a few more different plays.
Right.
You know, when you drinking and stuff like that, then you just get so encapsulated into becoming an artist, and there's too many crutches. Then you become the liability. Right now, I'm not the liability. I'm the asset. I'm the biggest asset. I could walk, I could check in, you know, pass my card out, do the business, get on stage, do this. I'm way more clear, and then have this conversation and stuff like that after I get off stage.
Yeah. Yeah. So as far as like your reasoning behind going into your sobriety, what made it? Was there a major event that made you get on the wagon, or what happened, bro? You just decided, just like, fuck it, I'm done with this.
For me, I look at being addicted to drugs and alcohol as a spousal relationship. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people already had like these relationships with drugs and alcohol before they even fell in love with like a real person and had kids. So it was a spousal relationship, and then it wasn't fun no more, right? So in the beginning, you get a positive reinforcement from drugs and alcohol, and that's the feel good. Oh, we all kicking it. It's Christmas. We're having a good time. Okay, but what's up with March 23rd at 10 o'clock in the morning?
Facts.
Those aren't real pivotal days. It's nobody's birthday. So now you're self-medicating, and these are negative reinforcements that you're getting from substance abuse. So when it becomes more of that, then it becomes less of that, and then it's not good. So now I'm not showing up being my best with these relationships that I'm having. Now the good thing about it is that my friends and family love me. I could come around, but they chose that they preferred that I not come around intoxicated or stuff like that, and I was just not being at my best. I believe that black people shouldn't even be drinking and smoking anyway.
Okay.
Not to the capacity that they do.
Speak on it.
I mean, where's it getting us?
I mean, it is really a hindrance because, like you said, we don't.
Real quick, okay? Because I'm down to 7%, and this shit is getting good.
that motherfucker up then, bro.
Okay, hopefully nothing happens.
This a good ass conversation, man. Come on, man. This is why the energies. Oh shit! Can you still hear
I
me?
can hear you like a motherfucker. It's gonna come
Oh,
back.
you froze up. You froze up, man. I don't know what's going on, man, but it's good. It's good. Just keep talking, man. We ain't gonna do nothing.
Okay.
Just keep talking. All right. So as far as your sobriety, right? I love you for doing that. You are a motherfucking saint. You are an encouragement to a lot of people. So as far as your sobriety, how long have you been sober, bro?
April 25th made 5 years straight.
Damn.
I've been stopped drinking 6.5 years ago, though. 6.5, 7 years ago, though. Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, we used to get fucked up on the bus, man. You know what I mean? That's kind of how we met. You know what I mean? So when I hear you got going through your sobriety, I am super proud of that shit, bro. That's what's up. I sure hate that your screen froze up because I can't see your expressions while you talking, but I can hear you, brother. I can hear you. No. Don't do nothing because we done went through all kind of bullshit already. So don't even trip on that. So what point are you trying to bring out music as LDs right now? What do you have going on?
So
Break down some of your projects.
I'm supposed to drop this Mac Maze Part 2 this summer, but I mean, we've been waiting on it so long. I mean, we'll figure it out. So I'm doing some shit. I'm actually working. You ever heard of a rapper named P-Lo?
Yep.
So P-Lo's older brother, Kuya Beats, he's a producer. So I got some music over there with him. I'm finna start dropping some standalones. I got some ideas for some standalones with what is his name? Shit, Trackademics. Shout out to Trackademic. I'm working on some shit with Kuya. We got about 4 songs down. His studio will be up and running July 15th to finish the project, and I'm rapping with this motherfucker named FaZe. FaZe, you feel me, got me slapping with some Oakland shit, and then me and Lovemore, we getting together and we doing songs here and there. So we were working on a project, still working on it. It's coming out pretty cool. I like the chemistry and stuff like that, and it feels real good.
Okay.
I got an idea for some shit that and shout out to what is his name? STI Mac Guy Debo. He's down with Filthy Rich. He is like the A&R over there. So if you check out his album, I got like people are liking my skits and stuff like that. Skits and stuff like that to do on their album.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm glad you brought that up too, bro. I'm loving that you are an artist still, but I said that you're an aspiring comedian. How is that going, bro?
Funny thing about it,
what are you doing to get that?
The funny thing about it is that I just did an interview today. The girl asked me, how did I get into comedy? I'm not into comedy is what I said, right? Because I feel like comedians do shows.
Right.
I don't do stand-up like that. I host events, but I wish that I kind of would have embraced it. But an aspiring comedian, I'm an edutainer. I look at myself more as an edutainer. But right when we got in the car, somebody started talking about some comedy shit, and now you talking about some comedy shit. And if Lovemore was right here with me, he'd give me that, see, the universe and all that. So, I mean...
You can't deny it, nigga. You know what I mean? You come on, your skits is groundbreaking because you are like a down to earth person, but it ends up with being comedy, bro. So that's why people think that you're on the comedy shit. You feel what I'm saying?
The thing about it is I could clearly see that. I've always had a humorous personality. Fat Mac 2446 is my younger cousin. He could definitely vouch for that. He'd be like, Lawrence is a damn fool. But my thing is this, is that I got gotta say that that's what I'm fucking with, though. You know what I'm saying? So, but I look at it like this. In edutainment, which means that I make education entertaining, right?
Right.
It's like giving somebody some medicine, but you gotta put it in something so then they could take it. You put a little candy coating on it.
I hear you.
So that's where
I hear you, bro.
that's where I kind of go. I mean, that's where I kind of go. So I actually like when I think of look at my Instagram posts, they do be having messages. I think they just happen to be humorous.
They all are humorous, man, because it ends in humor. You have the down-to-earth personality, but they're in the humor. So that was the only reason that I wanted you to go ahead and clarify that, because I know you're not a comedian, bro. I know you a rapper, bro. That's it. That's what we were doing back in the day. So I know who you are, but I just wanted you to clarify it for the community.
Well,
that's all.
I mean, but the thing is that I do tell like stories in the middle of my show. So I kind of just put it all together. I just put it all together. You know, to be honest, comedy is harder than rapping.
It is.
1,000 times harder. So
it is.
Earlier, you know, I was telling Love More, I said I should have embraced it. You know, because when people say, hey, L, I want you to come here and do a host set, or hosting means you get up there, you talk, and you got to keep people entertained with no beat and stuff like that.
You got to keep them captivated. Yeah, you got to keep them captivated.
That's way harder than just putting on a beat.
Yep.
That's way harder than putting on a beat and making words run. It's way harder than.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So why aren't you're talking in past tense? So you're not pursuing the comedic aspects of what you're doing. The what do you call it? Edutainment.
I'm pursuing the edutainment, but I was saying the edutainment is different than being a comedian.
Yeah. I mean, you still got to keep people captivated, right? All right. Yeah, you back. Turn your camera around.
If I could turn it around, okay. I'm trying to turn it around. Let me see. I want to press back, but I don't want to press back.
Don't press back. Don't press back. It's like a little circle, some circles with arrows.
I don't see them.
Well, turn your motherfucking camera around then. Fuck it. There you go. I see you.
Okay, for sure.
Turn it around. I see you. You probably can't see me, but I can see you, brother.
Let's do it then. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I'm kind of winding down right now, man. I could talk to you for years because you my little bruh, and I love you,
That's
man.
Right.
And I love what you're doing. I love the movement that you're doing, and I had to get you on here to give some insight to aspiring podcasters, aspiring artists, aspiring comedians, all that shit. You know what I mean? I love what you're doing, my dude. So, break down why you're moving independently.
Independently?
Yes.
What you mean by that?
Well, I heard you say that you're signed to this and you're doing deals with other people, but why are you moving independently to where I only see you and not a team like really representing you?
Oh, like
that's what I mean by independent.
But like, to what aspect are you saying? Musically or to a podcast or what?
I'm talking about individually, because it takes a lot of tenacity to venture out on your own avenue.
Well, I've always kind of been by myself in every aspect, but not. I know a lot of people that help, but they're just not. It's just not a machine. I have friends. I have dedicated. I have concerned citizens.
Okay.
I have concerned citizens. It's just not a machine. It's just not a machine. You know what I'm saying? It's just people that I mess with, that I care about. We get in the studio and whatever we do, we put it out and see what it do.
Right. So what do you think it's going to take for us to be able to work together to build that machine?
But to be honest, I'm just trying to wrap my head around everything. You know what I'm saying? I know that all it takes is like one hit or something like that, or I do know that you need to have a push and stuff like that. And to be honest, I've been an artist so long, I'm still just trying to figure everything out.
So as far as the aspect of working together, this is what I'm trying to get people to understand. We as Black people, it's something wrong with us. You know what I mean? It's something wrong with us to where we cannot work with each other. So I want to know, what are you looking at that is like giving you the inspiration to keep trying to work with each other? What is it? What is it that you're doing? Because you're doing it independently, but you don't have a team, but you're still going. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, my thing is that I feel like as long as I'm happy, it doesn't really even matter. You know, like I work with people, you know, like I was saying, like I work with Kuya, you know, I work with FaZe, I work with Trackademics, I work with Love More, you know, I got a little spot over there, Steve. I mean, you know, not a little spot, a big spot actually with Steve, full-fledged. I mean, outside of that, a lot of it is really just on me, right?
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to get you to put it out there. Like, what's making you look past the aspect of the not working with each other, the not togetherness in our community? What's making you look past that?
Are you asking me why do I think people don't work together?
No. I'm not asking you that, because that's a question that's going to be a forever question until we get together. But I'm saying, what is inspiring you to look past our differences and still see that you can work with our people?
Well, the people that I work with are my friends first. They're just not people off the street.
Okay.
Like the people that I work with, like Lovemore, I know his grandmother. I just left her. Kuya, I go to his house. I know his mom and his dad. You know what I'm saying? I know his children and his wife. Trackademics, I just left his father's 75th birthday party and know his mother. I come through, she says, come on, you know what I want. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've met his kids before, you know what I'm saying? But I've been knowing them so long. So these aren't people that I just met somewhere. Now there's some people that that I meet in traffic that, you know, really dig my swag and stuff like that and be like, hey, I see you moving this man, shout out to this dude. He just told me that he wanna get my hashtag tattooed on him and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, damn, that's deep. You know what I'm saying?
That's weird, but yeah, that's what's up.
I mean, I don't look at it no different as like when people want to get Wu-Tang Clan record tattoos and they're not part of the label. But I mean, people get other people tattooed all the time. I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, hold on, nigga. This is my interview. I'm interviewing you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You ain't no podcaster. No, I'm just fucking with you, blood. Go ahead.
Okay. No. So this is what I want to ask you. What woman is tattooed the most on people's bodies? What woman?
I have never even thought about that, brother. I don't know.
Mary.
Tell me.
Mary, Jesus' mother. Mary, Jesus' mother.
Okay.
And you know, a lot of people that got her tattoo, right? Never met her. They never met her. So when somebody that knows me and been seeing me around thinking that I'm a cool person and want to get my saying tattooed on them, I thought I took it as flattery, you know?
Right. No, I mean, that means you're working, bro. You're working hard. People see how hard you're working, and I am super proud of you. I can't say that enough. Yeah. You know what I mean? With the sobriety, with the supposed comedian spout, you know, all of that shit. I love what you're doing, and that's why I'm glad I got you on here, and we was finally able to get your thoughts and pick your brain. Man, we about to wind down here because I can go on and on, man. You know, it's like us chopping it up. You know, I don't give a shit. We can go on and on and on.
No, that's why I wanted to do the interview so bad. You know what I'm saying? Oakland got a lot of Oakland got a lot of talent, man.
Yeah, Oakland has a gang of talent, and I am trying to be that platform to help people put it out there. And so I'm always having people on like yourself that are established or establishing themselves in a career that, you know, I want to pick your brain, and I love you for this, man. Thank you so much. As far as projects, I know you spoke on it and you breathed on it a little bit, but tell us what projects we should be looking out for from Laurence the One or LDs. You know what I mean? Are there any the patient projects coming out in the future? No?
Nah. Man, that's 16 years old, 15 years old.
I don't give a shit. That's where we started.
Yeah.
That's what got us here.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be nothing. Like, I wouldn't even know where to start with that. That's damn near like asking me would I reconnect with a girlfriend from 10th grade. I mean, it's there. I mean, there's elements of my new music that encompasses that, but that wouldn't be nothing that I would be thinking that. But like, you know, I mean, there's parts of that, like when I'm doing that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would have to be there to, like, when I'm actually busting a cappella for the whole world to see and stuff like that, and you'd be like, oh, that's that. You would know that.
Right.
The new person would be like, okay, yeah, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not standalone. It's like all in one pot. It's kind of like how you know how to fry some sausages or something like that. Now I'm like gumbo. Those same sausages that you liked so much back in the day, they're just in the gumbo now.
You incorporated it into a new recipe.
Exactly.
I got you, bro. I got you. I know exactly what you're saying. I just want to hear you put it into words for people, bro. I know exactly what you're saying. So what projects you got coming out, bro? Tell them where to look for it.
MacArthur Maze Part 2 coming out. And shout out to the MacArthur Maze group, man. They got like a lot of good shit going over there. Shout out to Champ Green, Mike Smitty.
They do, bro. When you said that, I was like, damn, I didn't even know you was part of that. But you spoke on it. You're not a part of it. It was different, but you speaking on it, I appreciate you for that. That's what's up. That's what's up. So go ahead, my bad.
You know, just keep podcasting. I got a new idea that I'm gonna on what I'm gonna start releasing though. I'm gonna talk it over with Trackademics and stuff like that on what I need to what I start doing an idea where I'm actually at right now. And I think people can probably sit with me real well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got something out right now? You got something out right now that people can go check out?
Yeah, everything is on Spotify. MacArthur Maze Part 1 is there. The Lamborghini Ferrari EP is there with 3 songs. And I got Step that's on there. And I got Uzi Gucci featuring Mr. Fab. And if you just click in my name, then those skits that I was on called The Spokesman with SCI Mac Debo is on there. And just start, you know what? And I'm going to just start repackaging some of this old stuff. Some of the best of the old stuff, or kind of mix and match, and then, you know, and then just start dropping some other stuff. What do you think about the events in Oakland though?
As far as what?
Teams getting shot up, and then Mr. Fab throwing a shout out to Mr. Fab, man. I know his heart was hurting because he's always doing something positive, and that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? So he said that he wanted to throw a basketball game in his hood, 43rd off Market. It's like between Market and Adeline at the park. Yeah. And somebody went up there and was shooting up there, and somebody died there.
And you're asking me what I think about that?
Think about the events and violence in Oakland.
Well, I mean, it's not events of violence, man. This is Oakland. You know what I mean? Oakland has always been Oakland. That's why people have been migrating to here for years. So as far as us changing any violent events, we need to start working with one another because this is predominantly Black. You know what I mean? So obviously, it's something that we need to do in our own cultures to start working with each other, because all of the violence is always Black on Black. It's always, you know what I mean? And I have a problem with that. But as far as me speaking on that, I feel like it's a waste of my breath to speak on it because We need to not speak on it. We need to do action. We need to show people that we can work with one another. And that's what I'm doing with this platform. And that's basically how I'm speaking on it. You know what I mean? So it's nothing that I can speak about. I have views on the shit that goes on, but at the same time, we know where the fuck we live. We know where the fuck we at.
You know what I mean? Oakland, so are you saying that when you go to an event that there's no solution for gun violence?
No. What I'm saying is that I don't go to the events because I understand that there's a prominent what should I say? There's a percentage of something that's going to go wrong, period, because that's what happens. That is the history of Oakland. Because you go to a house party, I don't go to house parties no more. You know what I mean? You go to somewhere else, it's going to get fucked up because people don't know how to act. Once we learn how to work with one another, that shit will de-escalate. I guarantee it. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha. What about the people that want to go, though?
Well, I mean, people want to go because they're intrigued about the shit that goes on in Oakland. You know, Oakland is a beautiful place, man. It is a beautiful place, and I love it. And I'm not going to go anywhere else in the world anymore. I've tried it. I've tried living in Louisiana. I've tried living in Atlanta. I've tried living in Texas. I've tried living in Phoenix. I've tried living everywhere. There is nothing like the Bay Area. You know what I mean? And it's not that I am being biased. It's because that I have been out there and experienced what I needed to experience. So I love Oakland. I'm not going to give up on Oakland. But at the same time, you have to accept that there are elements in Oakland that we need to work on. And just speaking on it is not going to work. It's not going to happen. We need to stop talking shit about each other. We need to start working with each other. We need to start recognizing that other cultures are living with one another in Oakland, but we can't do that. What the fuck is going on? You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. We just need to recognize. Did that answer your question?
Kinda. I think I was speaking more in general when you personalize it. When I was saying, like, what could the people do? I hear you, but when I asked you that question, you let me know what you do to avoid the violence. But I was talking about what about the 10,000 motherfuckers that actually want to go to Juneteenth? I'm saying, what do they need to do next year, Juneteenth, for all those people that want to go to prevent what happened? I mean, what doesn't happen next year that happened last time is what I'm asking.
Well, you can't prevent that. Anything that's public, you can't prevent that. Only way you can prevent that is to stop people from bringing weapons. And how can you do that in a public environment?
So what about this? What if they have it blocked off and then people have to bring metal detectors and stuff like that just to get in?
Okay, well, I mean, that is preventing weapons from being brought into an environment that's public. You cannot control public environment, bro. When you say that, okay, we got a party in a park. We got rap over in this part of the city, and that's public. You cannot stop people from bringing weapons unless you control it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's what I'm alluding to. I'm saying when they want to start throwing events, should these events that are now in the park be gated off with metal detectors is what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
Got you.
It's control.
Got you. That's all.
You have to control your situation. That is the business part of doing anything. If you put on something, you have to make sure that the whole people are safe. And what do you do to make people safe? You put security in measure. You have authority around. You have some type of show that if you do something wrong, you about to get fucked up. And when you don't have that around, and when you don't have that business aspect, something's gonna go wrong. Period. Period.
That's what I was alluding to. That's what I was alluding to, because I said they need to have metal detectors. You know what I'm saying? They should have had metal detectors and stuff like that. So what they need to do is inside anytime there's an event, let's just say they want to do something at Lake Mare, right? Have all that blocked off with metal detectors going in, right? And then
Right.
that's security in there. Security, like, you know, you can put the black Muslims in there, they'll be good. Shout out to my partner Abdul Bey, put his security guard company in there with CRC. And then on the outside is where you have armed police officers or something like that.
Well, see, I'm glad you brought it up. Somebody had just brought up this point here. I can't really see the name. It says Noise 2.0. He says, "What about outside?"
That's what I'm saying.
We can't control outside. You know what I mean? We can't control that shit.
Let me shout my brother out. That nigga Noise. That's my favorite rapper from Oakland.
Okay. Well, he said, "What about outside the event?" It's like, how can we control outside? You know what I mean?
That's where the police officers would actually be at. I think that that'll be the best thing that you could do is have the security, like black Muslims and stuff like that, and guards inside, but have the police outside.
Right. I mean, but it's only so much you can control outside,
of course.
You know what I mean? You can't control around the corner. You can't control down the block. You feel what I'm saying? But you can control and regulate the event space itself.
Of course.
So that's what I'm saying.
I believe that. But I think the blueprint that we came with just now looked better than the blueprint that they had recently.
I don't think that they ever have any blueprints when they put these shits together. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
That's my point. And that's my point, because somebody would be less likely.
I think we on the same page, brother. We on the same page.
We just talking about the allocation of hands, bodies, and feet to do the security. You know, you have the unarmed people pretty much inside to break up the fights and stuff like that, and then you had the police with guns to kind of like, oh, you know, nobody's not gonna, you know, people might, but you know, if it's police officers and stuff like that patrolling outside, not jacking motherfuckers in cars or smoking weed and no, man, looking for straight gun violence and stuff like that, then I think that you can lessen up some of those kind of shooting sprees and shit like that.
Right. But I mean, again, this is Oakland, bro. I mean, this has been going on for years. So we need to learn how to work with each other, and that will die that shit down. I'm not going to say it's going to kill it. I'm not going to say it's going to eliminate it, but that will start addressing the issue that you're bringing up. That's what I'm saying.
What is some of your solutions on having brothers work together?
Well, I mean, there is no solution. There is no solution in my head, because I'm living in the wake of the shit. You know what I mean? So it's like I can't really look towards a solution because I'm still trying to figure it out myself, brother. But at the same time, I could point out a few issues that I see that we could work on that will help the situation.
Like what?
That's where I'm at. Well, working with each other. I mean, shit. I mean, instead of like this morning, right? Like this morning, I was putting out that I'm about to have an interview with you, and you know, and I had an artist that said that they posted on their page that my profile is fake. I got fake page and I'm doing all of this stuff. I'm like, bruh, where does this come from? You understand what I'm saying? Where does this come from? I'm not a malicious dude. I'm not being out there malicious, but yet we attacking each other on some stupid bullshit. So when we not working with each other, that's where it stems from. So it's the little shit. It's the little shit.
So I gotta ask you.
That's what I'm saying.
I gotta ask you the realistic question though. Do you think people will ever work with each other?
Well, I mean, what do you mean by people?
I'm saying us, like us as black people across America, in America. Do you think that we'll ever work with each other in a positive fashion?
Yes, I do believe, I do see that happening because, you know, we as black people, we get fed up with shit real quick. So when we start seeing that shit ain't working, eventually, somewhere down the line, we're going to have to find something that's going to work. And that's what's going to happen. I see it happening. I just don't see it happening no time soon.
Huh. In the next 100 years?
That's your question?
Yeah, I don't really see that happening.
Yeah. You don't see it happening at all?
No.
Yeah, I mean, brothers, and that's the discouragement that we have. That's the discouragement that we have as black people, bruh. You know what I mean? And that's, you're not wrong for feeling that. We all feel that because it's like, God damn, what the fuck? Are we ever going to do it? But I see it. I see it happening. I see the little changes, you know, just like me and you talking right now. You know, we might have like 30, 40 people up in here watching this, but somebody's watching this and it's influencing people. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
Now, I'm not saying I don't want people to work, black people to work together. However, right? Niggas can't even own a barbecue place without them fighting over the sauce.
And that's facts.
I mean,
and that is
so you
facts.
got a rap record, right? Where somebody's saying, I'm gonna go kill a motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fuck your wife.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm gonna take your chain.
Yeah.
If this shit is being, see, I look at shit like, I know what this shit really is. It's a bunch of pigeons fighting over bread and shit like that, and every now and then a big eagle comes down and watches all the pigeons fight over the bread, then the eagle comes down and swoop the pigeon that they want.
Right.
That's the name of the game, but the pigeons don't understand that they really need to be eating the bread on the ground, but really need to watch out for the eagle.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, eventually those pigeons, just to use your analogy, those pigeons will develop a generation of pigeons that's going to start looking around. You understand what I'm saying? Those pigeons, pigeons are not influencing, they're not influencing the generation of next, but the generation of next is going to start becoming more aware of their surroundings. That's what I'm saying, that eventually we're going to see that motherfuckers stop shooting and killing each other. What the fuck are you doing? Let's work with each other. You know what I mean? Eventually. But with all of the stuff that you brought up, as far as like people rapping about killing and those are the ignorant people. Those are the people that are naive. Those are the people that don't look at life. Those are the people that are trying to get by. You feel what I'm saying? And we're not a majority. We're not a majority of people like that. That's not us.
So you don't think that
and that's my opinion.
So you don't think that the majority, you don't think that the majority of motherfuckers is ignorant?
Oh, I do. I know it is, but I feel like it's going to change.
Gotcha. So I got to ask you this question.
Look, we're having a conversation right here, right? We've been talking for damn near 45 minutes to an hour, and we've been having people in here looking at us.
That's right.
Those people that's looking at us, you know what I mean? They're going to be influenced and be like, damn, not all of them are pigeons. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Some of them is pigeons and don't know they pigeons, though, too.
But no, listen to what I'm saying. They're going to see me and you talking, and they're going to be like, not all of these guys are pigeons. Some of them are looking around. And once they start seeing that and it's an influence, bro. It's an epidemic. Once people start seeing that we are smarter than that, it's gonna be influenced. You know what I mean? I just can't put it into words right here because this is a super sensitive situation, bro. And you brought up a good ass fucking question, bro. And I'm glad you did. But at the same time, I do see hope. I see hope.
So do you think that morality is getting better? Let's start there.
No. But when we put standards on, is it getting better? That adds to the discouragement of getting further. Does that make sense? When we look at, oh, it's not getting better, that discourages any type of view of shit getting better. We already lost.
So what needs to be said to make it get better?
What we doing right now? Just talking. Talk about it, man. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers seeing that black people can talk to each other and have a good conversation without saying, yeah, bruh, or okay, cuz, or do blood. You know what I mean? It's not no ebonics involved in this shit. We are talking real straight conversation and having good thoughts. That's what it takes. That's why I'm letting this live go so long right here, because this is very informative and people need to see shit like this, bro. We need to have conversations like this.
Well, you know what?
Straight
and
up.
That's real. I do believe in building. I think as long as the morals aren't getting better, then nothing is going to get better.
Well, I mean, we don't have the same morals because we have different parents. Different parents bring different upbringing.
Did you know some young kid just dissed their grandmama on a rap song?
Who?
Did you know?
Who?
Shout out to Noise 2.0. He sent me something where a young 15-year-old person made a diss song about their grandmama.
No. For real?
Yeah, man, this shit is out of control.
Hey, man, you know, I mean, again, we don't know, you know, that shit is bad, but at the same time, we don't know what situation he has in his upbringing, what kind of life he had. You feel what I'm saying?
So I gotta ask you this
Just
question.
because. Wait. Let me speak on that. Let me speak on that. As far as us having a view just based on somebody talking bad to their grandmama, that's not right. We cannot pass judgment on that because we don't know what the fuck this situation is. You feel what I'm saying? They could have been a foster child. They could have been given up for adoption. We don't know what the fuck going on. But we always want to get into labels. We got to get out of that shit. That's another thing black people got. We got it bad, bro. Get out the fucking labels, blood. You know what I mean? Just because that's your mama don't mean that she treated you right all your life.
He never
you feel what I'm saying?
He never mentioned abuse in the song. He just mentioned that she didn't want him to come, that he had a curfew.
Little bruh, the song is only like 3 or 4 minutes long. How much of a life can you tell in 3 or 4 minutes? Think about it.
But I'm saying he never mentioned abuse in the song. He just mentioned rules that he didn't want to follow. And on top of that, we all got like a relative. We all got a relative when we were younger that was 15 that we kind of felt like was being a little strict on us. We didn't go to the studio and make a song about her or him.
Right, but that was you. That was you because you probably didn't have the experience that they had. I'm just saying, I'm not playing devil's advocate here. What I'm saying is, before we pass judgment, and that's what we need to work on as black people too, because we always pass judgment on people without knowing the whole fucking situation. You know what I mean?
The white man cannot know the whole fucking situation. Lock his ass up. I think we need to pass judgment. I said the white man is going to pass judgment when they lock his ass up. I think we do need to hold each other accountable and say things ain't cool before it even get to that point. And I think that's part of working with each other.
But see, okay, I think that's where we differ at right here, bro. Because it's like I feel where you're coming from, but unless I understand the whole situation, I'm gonna let the motherfucker be. I'm not gonna say nothing. I don't have no opinion on shit. I gotta know about the whole situation. You feel what I'm saying? And then I can pass my judgment. That's where the ignorance come in at, because it's like, oh, you're hitting that woman, but don't nobody know that that woman was over here kicking this boy in the nuts and punching him and stabbing him and shit. You know what I mean? Don't nobody know that. We need to know the whole situation. We need to stop jumping to conclusions just off of labels and titles. That's our problem as black people. And I'm going to stick by that.
Okay.
I'm sticking by that one, little bro.
Okay. I mean, if you hear the song, right? But I mean, I hear you. And it's like when we living in this body, it's personal, right? And there's too many people on the planet to hear every single story. Some shit is just wrong.
But see, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to that. You're entitled to that opinion. I am not down talking your opinion. I'm not down talking your viewpoint, bro. You asked me a question. And I answered it as far as me. I'm not down talking the way people think or view a certain situation. I'm not. I just gave you my viewpoint, my piece. You know what I mean? That's all it is.
Definitely, definitely. I don't see things getting better though. I don't.
Well, I mean, like I said, we've been living in the years of like the hyphy and this culture and all of this shit. So it's like we've seen the worst and we're still looking at the worst. And it's hard to see any light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? Because we've been living in this shit. But me, like I say, I'm a whole 100% picture type of dude. I got to look at the whole picture. And I see it getting better through the evolution of us doing what we're doing right now. Just talking about it. Two black men and talking about it. Having a cordial conversation, talking about it. You know what I mean?
The problem isn't with 50-year-old men though, Monry. The problem is with the youth. It's not with us.
Well, I mean, the problem with the youth is because we were not doing what we were supposed to do. We weren't doing our job. It's on us too, bruh. We were supposed to be influencing them to do something different, but yet we trying to show them that candy on the fucking car, 22s, 24s, slap in the trunk. You know what I mean? Hella bitches, hella clothes. You know what I mean? Got chains and jewelries and gold teeth. You know what I mean? And I'm still a fucking epidemic of that shit because I got gold teeth and I still wear chains and I still fuck with the rims. You know what I mean? So it's us. It's us, bro. We fucked up. All right. When we can get the motherfucking intuitive notion that, okay, I fucked up, let me fix this. That's where it's going to get fixed at, bro.
Now, when you saying
that's where it's
talking about our generation?
Our generation. You said we 50 years old, right? So it's our generation. We the ones that was doing this shit. We the hyphy. We the fucking dope era. We that. You feel what I'm saying? What are they looking at? Dope era. What the fuck does that mean? Not talking shit about people, but I'm just bringing out a fucking example. You feel what I'm saying? What are we showing the youth? Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, I hear what you're saying. You know, you saying that basically our generation didn't set good examples for the motherfuckers that's teenagers. But the funny thing about it
Absolutely
is...
not.
Huh?
Absolutely not. We did not. I know.
I mean, the funny thing about it is between me and all my friends, our kids are doing really well.
See, and you're personalizing it. I'm generalizing shit. You understand what I'm saying? I'm generalizing it. You're personalizing it. And that's where we fuck up again as black people. Stop personalizing shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's we are as a people. And when I said that, okay, let me ask you this. I just brought up my point that we fucked up as a generation by our influences. Can you name two beautiful influences that we did for the next generation that they should have been, you know, name two good influences that we did. Two of them.
What do you mean?
Our generation, what have the young,
you
our
like,
generation. Go ahead.
I didn't hear you, brother. Your phone was breaking up.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is that give me two good examples of what our generation showed the younger generation to be better.
I don't understand that question. Are you saying two role models, or are you saying go to school, or are you saying
no? I'm just saying
people?
that.
Like, I'm not understanding the question.
Okay, the question is, what has our generation shown the younger generation to be better people in life?
Absolutely. I think what it is that I think what it is that when everything got so divisive and then they normalized single motherhood and the glorification of crack cocaine and all that type of stuff, then after it got brewed, then the things that are then I think after the divisiveness in the family got broke up, then I think that's where the big split actually came in at for me. Because now you got, say like you get with a girl, say like, I mean, a young lady, right? And she has like 2 children, and you try to discipline the children. She may say, you can't tell her kids what to do, right?
Right.
But the kid's dad don't come around anyway, right? So that's teaching. So where are they gonna get the discipline from?
Well, I mean, see, discipline and influence, they kind of go hand in hand, but they're still 2 separate words, right? Discipline has to deal with household. Influence is what are you showing outside of your family? What are you showing black people outside of your family? That's what I'm talking about.
But they gotta learn.
You know what I mean?
They gotta be so the way that I know that my kids is acting up at school is based on what the fuck they doing at home. So everything starts off in the house.
Okay.
Everything starts off in the house.
I understand that concept. I've been raised by that concept, but that concept falls short as far as exposure to society, bro, outside the house. I'm not talking about what we do with our kids inside the house. What are you doing to influence the youth that are not your children?
The only thing that we can do is teach them, because at the end of the day, it's still up to their own free will.
But what are you teaching them? That's what I'm saying. Name 2 things that our generation has taught the youth that are not our children.
I mean, shit, man, we teach them all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people may teach kids, you know what I'm saying, about going in different directions in career paths. Some people may teach them, like, kids are actually getting smarter. You know what I'm saying?
But you said there's no hope for us. So how are they getting smarter? But there's no hope for them.
I'm about to show you something. I believe that as smart as somebody gets, as human beings get smarter, they tend to get more wicked in the same breath. Just like your cell phone, although it has an internet on it and it made the world smaller, it also made the person next to you further away. That's why when you could have a girlfriend in Japan and be talking to her all the time because you got the internet, but then when you go on a real date with a chick, she's on her phone and you're on your phone, but y'all further away. So they both could be doing the same thing linear is what I'm saying.
Okay. But okay, we're getting away from my question to you, brother. My one question to you again is, as black people, what are we showing the youth to be better people? Name 2 things that we have shown the youth to be better people.
So you want me to speak in general what I show my kids?
No. It's not. Don't personalize it. This is generalized.
I can't even answer that, but I can answer what I show my kids.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. We need to start looking out to what we're doing. That was my whole point. That was my whole point of answering the question. Because listen, brother.
There's no
listen, brother. I don't need it to be qualified.
No,
what I needed.
That means there's no number that you could put on that.
I wasn't asking for a number. I was asking for what are we showing? What 50-year-old people? You know what I mean? We damn near 50. We ain't 50 yet, but damn near 50. What are we showing the youth that are not our children that's going to make them better people? Like I said, we come up in the era of gold teeth, chains, clothes,
but people down south been having gold teeth. Great-grandfathers married to niggas' grandmamas been having gold teeth, so gold teeth is not the problem.
Well, no, see, you're Okay, you're just going off of one little aspect of what I said. What I'm trying to do is generalize everything. Okay.
Okay.
Don't personalize it. Don't personalize it. It's general. You know what I mean? Because somebody's kid that's not your kid is looking at what the fuck you doing. You understand what I'm saying? So what are we showing those kids as 50-year-old men today?
So I gotta ask you this. I want to personalize it. What are you showing people? What are you showing young people?
I'm not saying I'm a saint.
No,
you know what I mean? I'm not a saint.
No, I'm
like
not
I say, I'm still wearing gold teeth. I'm still wearing gold teeth. I still fuck with chains. I still call females bitches. I still do all of that shit, right? But what I am asking is for us to get further as a black culture, what are we showing other people's kids as an individual?
Well, I can't answer that. I can only go off what I can't answer what everybody is doing. I can only tell how
I'm not trying to put you in the corner, brother.
Yeah.
I'm not. Please believe me. I love you. I'm not trying to do that.
I know.
I'm trying to spark the conversation.
Yeah, like my brother Noise 2.0 that's on here. He embraces young people all the time. I embrace young people all the time. I think that people our age,
me too,
at 50 years old, I think, you know what? I think that a lot of us that didn't grow up with our real fathers in our house or grow up knowing our fathers, I think that we took a special liking to wanting to be there for other young people. I've seen a lot of that.
Right. I'm in that boat. I feel you on that one. I feel you. And that's why I want to spark conversations like this. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Because we raise ourselves, man. You know what I mean? We're not at fault. We're not at fault. But at the same time, we need to stand up and take some type of accountability of what it is that we're showing people. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yes, we raise ourselves. We learned how to survive on our own. Yes. So now what are we showing other kids that are not our kids? What are we showing them?
I can't answer that.
Okay. That's an honest question. That's an honest answer. And I respect that. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm not trying to put you in a corner. I'm just trying to spark the conversation because this is what it takes for us to get further.
What do you think other races are showing their kids?
How to be culturally in tune, how to embrace their culture, how to embrace cultural traditions. You know what I mean? We don't have cultural traditions in black culture. You know what I mean? We're here. You feel what I'm saying? So other cultures are teaching their kids how to be productive human beings in life, how to be wives, how to be husbands. We don't have that in the black culture. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha. Okay. So are you saying you don't believe black people in America have culture?
Black people in America are the fucking culture. I already know that. You know what I mean?
Okay, I was just checking. Okay.
Yeah, we are the trendsetters. We are the trendsetters of culture. You know what I mean? People are looking up to us and trying to emulate us, but we can't be us if we ain't working together. That's my whole point. You know what I mean? We have a Chinatown. We have a Vietnamese town. We have all kind of towns. Where is the black community anywhere in the United States, bro? Where?
Well,
that they don't call a ghetto.
The funny thing about that is that black people actually have enough money. They just don't know how to save it and hold it or spend it with each other.
We spend like $1 trillion something a year with other cultures. You understand what I'm saying? What is it that's stopping us from working with each other? That's what I'm saying. Why, I'm done asking the questions. I just want to start putting it out there. And that's why we're having this conversation. Like, again, we've been talking for about an hour, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And I love this shit. I can go on and on about this shit. And I feel like it's never going to be a conclusion to where we both understand each other's side, but at the same time, this needs to be put out there. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Well, you know, like I said, I don't think things are getting better. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, so
what's gonna make it better? What's gonna make it better? What's gonna make it better? How can we make it better, bro? We are the ones. We 50. Ain't nobody that's, you know what I mean, that's before us that's gonna help this shit out. So what's gonna make it better?
So first off, I hate to say it, and I hate to get all Hebrew Israelitic on you, but you got to get back to following the laws of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You can't be sitting up there glorifying, disrespecting other people's wife and children and shit like that and think things are going to get better. I can't sit up there and normalize stealing from each other and then turn around and think that I want to work with the same person that just stole from me or that I'm plotting on and stealing. You know, motherfuckers talking about killing each other and shooting each other until all that stops, right? Until all that stops, then the situation is going to get better. But if the situation, if that still continues, then it can't get better. Why?
So how do we stop that?
Huh?
How do we stop that?
They got to get back to the Ten Commandments. They got to get back to the laws of God.
Who's going to show them?
Huh?
Who is going to show them to get back to that path? Who?
Us. We're the children of the book.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, brother. So that was my whole point. Is like, who is going to show them to stop doing this shit? I mean, us. There's nobody before us.
And again, that's an end. So the only thing we can do is not put it on the whole sea of people, but as individuals do it. People know me from doing this. And the only thing that you can do is be an example for people to want to live like and be like. Because when you start
my point.
Yeah, so and that's an individual thing that adds up to the big thing, because the backbone of the community is the family, and the backbone of the family is the individual.
Okay, I see where you're trying to go with that, but again, you can't personalize it, because if you personalize it, right? Let me say this: if you personalize it, then you individualize what it is that you're trying to do. And you can't do that, because you can't say us, but you're individualizing it with your family. You can't say us. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, there's a nucleus that you're trying to say. You're trying to say that there's a nucleus. It starts with the family. I hear you. I hear all of that. But at the same time, influence goes outward. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so what are we showing?
How many people are you talking about? Are you talking about the 40 million black people in America?
No, I'm not putting a number on none of that stuff. I'm putting what I'm saying is it takes. We are an influential people, right? We are, you know what I mean? We are easily manipulated. You know what I mean? I hate to say it. Black people are easily manipulated. Black women, black men, everything. But at the same time, we need to look at the other side of that. Okay, let's do some positive manipulation. You know what I mean? Let's not listen to the music that's glorifying killing, so it doesn't get all these streams, so it doesn't, you know what I mean? That's where it starts at. That's what I'm talking about. What are we doing to show the generation? That's all I'm saying, bro, is that we're not doing what's supposed to do, bro, because we are always in tune with, I'm gonna do it with my family. And that's not the way it works, bro. Other cultures don't do that shit. Other cultures are on, we're together. We're a culture. This is not family. This has nothing to do with family. We're our culture, and we need to do this. And black people don't do that.
But we are different people, though. Like,
everybody's different.
Like, our situation in America is completely different. Like, do you look at black people as do you think that the rest of America looks at black people as second-class citizens?
People shit on black people in America. So we get shitted on. And we shit on each other.
So do you believe that the other people in America, right? Do you believe that non-blacks look at blacks as second-class citizens?
Yes, because we shit on each other. We shit on each other, man. We ain't trying to show each other any type of things that we learned. You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, I'm dealing with my family. Show what you learn. You know what I mean? Show what you are showing your family. You know what I mean? We're not going to learn if we're just secluded within ourselves. That's my point. My point is we need to stop being secluded with, all right, I'm just going to take care of my family, because that's where we fucking up at, bro.
Well, I'm not saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, the thing is that I'm not saying just take care of your family. I'm saying things start with yourself, then your family, and your extended family. Because to even have a family, you have to have a friend first. Did you get that?
That's not true.
Yeah, it is, because
no, that's not true.
Listen to me. My mom and dad aren't family. They were friends. They're not blood related. You need a friend to make a family. You can't go out and have a baby with your sister. You need to meet a friend, somebody that's not blood related, correct?
Okay, I hear what you're saying on that as far as the initial part. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Your favorite cousin, only one of them is blood related. The other person is a friend.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Your grandma and granddaddy, they're not blood related. They're friends. You need a friend to make a family.
Okay.
And
but at the same time, though.
But hold on, really quick. And to do that the correct way, you had to meet a chick. You had to go to her house. You had to meet her mother. You had to meet her father. Her father had to see you fit before y'all even got married. He had to accept you as a son-in-law. And those things to merge the family. So it's not just one family, it's two families. But first, you had to be a good person yourself to merge.
Okay, so how many people, so how many of us are going down that traditional road to meet the father, meet the family? How many of us are doing that?
Not many, and that's why things are out of control.
Okay, so that's my whole point. So if you're going to do that, you have to show the generations that that's the way it's to be done, correct?
Yeah, and the funny thing about that is that the rest of the world is actually doing that.
The rest of the world, not us, not us.
Yeah, like that's not a new concept. Like if you talk to young ladies, they rarely ever talk about being somebody's wife now.
Right. Young black ladies. That's what my whole point. I'm not talking about the rest of the world. I'm talking about black people. You feel what I'm saying? And we don't show that shit. We don't show the cultural traditions no more. That was my whole point, bro. We're not doing that. And we need to get back to that. So we're still having traditional weddings where females dressed in all white. They're not virgins. They're having their father give them away, but they don't talk to their father. You feel what I'm saying? We need to start getting back into the cultural traditions, because that's the only way that we're going to show that we can get past this shit. That's why people are shitting on us, because we don't have that shit.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Can I be the devil's advocate, big bro, because I love you so much?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Come on.
If you know all this, then why do you continue to call women bitches?
Well, I call them bitches because that's the way they act. They want to shake their ass. You go on these Instagram posts, all these females are walking around shaking their ass. What do when they're happy about something? They want to start dancing and shaking their titties and shit. You feel what I'm saying? That is where we're at. So if it's the majority of what's going on, you know what I mean? So it's not saying that all black females are bitches. No, I'm not saying that. When I come across one that's intelligent to have a conversation with me, I will not refer to her as a bitch. I will give her the utmost respect. But until then, what I am seeing, just like all the other cultures are seeing, are a bunch of hoism. That's it. So I'm going to call it what it is.
Though.
What?
You also said don't judge. So isn't it our job? Isn't it our job when you see a young lady doing something out of pocket? If you see a lady doing something out of pocket, should you walk up to her and say, "Hey, sister, you don't have to do that"? Well,
Yep. I'm supposed to do that. I'm supposed to do that. That's what we're supposed to do.
Now, that's why I said it's an individual thing, because you made that individual step to make the next person a better person, whether they take it or not. And I think that a lot of times, especially as black men, we got to have that in our repertoire or arsenal to actually do that. I do that quite frequently. If I don't see something that I like or something like that, I'll speak on it and I'll try to wrap it in a way that it could be received. But if nobody's not saying nothing and waiting on this big bang of consciousness to change every melanated being in America at one time, then that's not going to happen.
All right. I hear you on that. And okay, I got your point. As far as individualism, yes, it takes us individual. But then I think we're saying the same thing here, bro, that we as 50-year-old people need to start taking charge of saying shit like that. That's what I'm saying. That was my whole point.
Of course. And it only, see, the thing is that men are gardeners, right? That's what Adam was. He was a gardener. He lived in the fucking garden. Gardeners plant seeds, and they also cultivate the plant that they actually planted. Just like a father impregnates a woman, but actually makes beat, but a producer arranges and cultivates the song. Later, or pass it on to a person that they can really use it.
Well, I mean, that's the work. That's the work that I'm saying. We're not doing the work.
Definitely.
We're not doing the work. You're saying the same thing that you are bringing my point to fruition right there. We are not doing the work. Period. We need to do more. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Gotcha. Okay, so when do we start? Because I mean, I like this type of shit.
I mean, I love this shit. This is a conversation that we need to have. But at the same time, go ahead.
Commitment? What is your commitment?
My commitment is having live interviews with individuals like yourself, man. Having conversations like this with my little brother, to where people can really see that we are trying to be conscious of what's going on in our lives. That we are trying to be conscious.
But I'm your family, though. Remember, your argument was not your family. So you actually have to get out there and meet some people that you don't know. I'm asking you, what is your contribution to people that you don't know?
You're generalizing family, all right? Family, to me, is different, all right? I have my immediate family, my daughters. That's immediate family, right? Then you have your family to where you have your aunties and grandmas and stuff. Then you have your family that are friends. Then you have your family that people that you just went through and have some experiences with. So family is a different.
Familiar. I'm saying this. What is your contribution to people that you're not familiar with, I should say?
What do you mean? My contribution.
How are you going to enlighten some people that you don't know?
By doing what we're doing right now, just having conversation.
And that's all I want to hear.
Just having conversation, bro. We having this conversation. People are looking at us have this conversation. So that means that, okay, there are at least two brothers that are conscious of what's going on in the world. So maybe there are more people. So they'll start looking for more people. You understand what I'm saying? So this is where it starts at.
Gotcha.
Conversations like this.
Well, let's shit, man, let's pick it up because it's getting kind of late. And I'm going to tap in with you probably in about 2 days or something like that, and then we'll figure out what we tap back in and think about tapping in. All right?
I mean, shit. I would love to have another conversation with you about this shit, blood. I love this shit. I apologize that I kind of fucked up, but I'm glad that we had. This is a conversation that needed to happen. All right, and a lot of people regardless of who thinks what, this really sparks some interest in a lot of people because conversations like this is needed, man. And this is what we need to do. That's all I'm saying. Sure. You know, and we kind of went off of tangent about me trying to interview you about what it is that you're doing in life, but I love this shit, little bro. Like I said, you know, I wish we could have more conversations.
So this is what I need you to do. Find a way where we could actually add different people on here so then we could talk to some different people too.
Actually, I got like 3 requests to join the live. You know what I mean? But I don't want to, you know, we was having such a good conversation, but you're right though. So you know what I mean? I wanna have this.
So that's what we need to do. But shit, man, I'm finna get off this horn. I love you. I got another plan that I gotta bust real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I know we went over, and I love you as well, bro. Thank you very much. Everybody, this was Laurence the One. My man is a good personality out here in Oakland, California. My man goes as a podcaster. He's a father. He's practicing sobriety, as y'all can hear over this hour-long live that we had some good conversations, and we have a lot more to talk about. So please, 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 everybody stay tuned in with the Bubble Podcast and what my man is doing. I Need to Know podcast. All right, so once again, I love... Huh?
You know what I'm about to say?
What?
You know what I want. All right, bro, I gotta go, all right?
All right, I love you, lad. Have a good night, bro. Thank you. I appreciate your time, man.